Hello everybody! Welcome sa ating Beginner's Monday episode of LCF Lifestyle Talk with yours truly, your diet doctora, Dr. Josephine Grace Rohotan. So we are already nearing the end of 2022 and I know marami pa rin yung hindi nagsisimula ng low carb. So it's okay. Give yourself a break if kailangan nyo munang mag-enjoy with your family and friends na hindi nyo kailangang isipin on what to eat or when to start low carb. But this video is for you if ever you plan on starting low carb next year. So pag-usapan na natin ngayon so that you will be ready the moment na tapos na ang lahat ng holiday celebrations, naubos na lahat ng binigay na fruit cake sa inyo, lahat ng mga salads, pasta, cakes, at kung ano-ano pang high carb foods. I hope na okay lang ang health ninyo even after the holidays. But of course, for those na patuloy na nag-stay low carb even on holidays like us. So I congratulate you and I'm so proud of you, especially na nalagpasan nyo ang Noche Buena. So we will have another challenge this coming December 31. And of course, marami yung merong mga Christmas parties in between. So for Medianoche, I think that's the last leg of this holiday season, also known as high carb season. So if ever na you want to overhaul your pantry, this is our guide for you today. So ano yung low carb grocery food list para sa mga beginners o yung mga dati nang naka-low carb na bumigay at hindi na masyadong naging low carb, you can have a brand new start this coming 2023 by overhauling your pantry. So we will classify into two major lang yung ating discussion today on the low carb grocery food list. So the first one would be the proteins and fats and the others would be the extras. So ano-ano yung mga extras na yon? It could include the vitamins, minerals, and fiber. So, kung ano-ano yung mga bagay na yon and etc., yun yung pag-uusapan natin to help those na magsisimula kung ano yung bibilhin nila in the grocery store or in the market. So, if you can help me with your own grocery cart, kung anong nasa cart ninyo parate, let's look at those. Kasi yung iba, they thought na ang low carb daw ay very limited. They are asking if we feel deprived sa ating way of eating. When you are in low carb for the right reasons at pinag-aralan nyo ito the right way, I think you can agree with me na you won't feel deprived talaga. Especially na when we eat just twice or three times a day, kakaunti na lang yung mga panahon natin that we eat. And if we actually focus on the yummy and nutritious foods na nasa low carb list natin, makikita mo na kulang pa rin yung time na yon. So wala na nga akong, like for me, wala na nga akong time na makain lahat ng low carb foods na nandyan. All the more, wala na akong time mag-entertain pa ng mga high carb foods. So, kailangan of course, to see what you have in there, yun lang yung ifo-focus nyo sa inyong kakainan. So first, we have the proteins and fats. So saan kayo kukuha ng proteins and fats? The proteins and fats, isa siya sa pinaka-essential because this will primarily give us the bulk of our energy. Dito tayo kukuha ng lakas from amino acids, from proteins, and also from fats. So, usually, yung mga pagkain ito is already in combination na. So, akala nila limited yung makakain natin with low carb sa isang meat pa lang. So, karne. We have karne, we have chicken, we also have pork. Those are the very basic na meat dito sa Pilipinas that are widely available. And sa ganyan pa lang, sobrang dami mo ng options kasi kahit isa-isa dyan, merong iba't ibang cuts. Merong giniling, merong cubes, merong adobo cut, merong yung tapa, yung pinanipis. Meron ding mga malalaking cuts. Like say for example, kung gusto nyo ng buong lechong manok, you can have that. So, with this alone, sobrang dami mo ng options. And usually, kung ano yung cut na yon, meron ng specific na potahe for that. You just need to make it low carb. Eggs can be your best source of proteins and fats. So usually, yung grocery cart namin, it's just all coming from the fresh section. So yung sa fresh section na yon, we alternate yung karne. So yung karne, yung paborito ko with beef would be ground beef, and then yung kalbi, beef kalbi. So yun yung fatty beef. So that's a beef belly. Sa pork naman, we have pork belly of course and adobo cut, yung mga malalaking hati yung taba at saka yung kanyang meat na side. And then for chicken, depende on kung ano yung plano naming lulutuin. So we can have chicken breast para for easier cooking, for leaner na choices. But when it comes to taste naman, yung pinaka-juicy talaga would be chicken leg and thigh. So yun yung mga paborito namin. I also like chicken wings kasi nakakatuwa siyang kainin. Maraming mga maliliit na parts. You can like really enjoy it. Pero kakaunti yung kanyang meat content. So, when it comes to bulk, hindi rin ganun karami yung makukuha ninyo. Eggs can be cooked in many ways. So, we have boiled eggs, so hard-boiled, soft-boiled, malasado. We also have poached egg. We also have scrambled, sunny side up, omelette. And with omelette, you can put there yung ating extras mamaya sa ating grocery food list. And of course, dahil nandito tayo sa Pilipinas, we have a lot of seafoods. Napapalibutan tayo ng seawater. So, we have seafood from, we have fish, so we have shrimp, crab, squid, at kung ano-ano pa. And each of them, you can also cook any way you want. So, pwedeng sinabawan or tinola. You can have sinigang, which is one of our favorite soup. And we can also have kinilaw and inihaw and also kahit prito. So, we can actually have pritong isda, pritong whatever, and you can just use yung mga approved oils natin in low carb. So, before we continue, good morning. Good morning po sa lahat. Good afternoon. Good noon na po. Merry Christmas sa lahat, especially na nagse-celebrate pa ng Christmas now. And yes, yeah, thank you daw for visiting Toledo Hospital yesterday. Si Aleika. Si Aleika Lab, nag-hi. Hello! nakita ko na kayo finally. So, we went to Toledo yesterday. So, Merry Christmas also to all of you. Si Coach Arbs, gustong gumaling using LCIF? Yes, dapat po. Kailangan po talaga tayong gumaling, especially with your profession that you're helping others as a coach. So I think there is no better way to do it than be healthy first. So dapat healthy muna kayo. And so far, sobrang dami na po naging successful sa ating low carb and fasting journey. Like si Ma'am Lori na previously before merong diabetes din, pre-diabetic, cancer survivor. And I'm so, so, so happy and proud of you po, ma'am. Maraming salamat for always supporting us. Okay, so thank you. And ano pa ba? Marami pa dito. So, for those who need to have an appointment with us sa ating LCF Center and with me, just message nyo lang yung admins natin sa ating LCF Center here, si Admin Rochelle, and of course, we have admin chat in these numbers. So, yun yung ating major na proteins and fats. So, hindi po limited yung makakain natin. In fact, sa totoo lamang, 20% of all the foods daw that we know or we know how to cook, actually yun yung nagko-compose ng 80% of what we eat. So actually paulit-ulit lang yung kinakain natin. In a month time, yung 20 days dyan, yung kinakain nyo, usually pareho lang. Regular lang yan, paulit-ulit. It's just that na from time to time, like 10 days in a month, you would want to eat something else na hindi lang yung usual na pinirito, tinola, or inihaw. So sometimes you can have something special. Like if meron kang panahon, you can make it baked or another special na preparation that might take a little time pero hindi po boring ang low carb. Sobrang daming pagkain sa low carb na masasarap. So if you are one of those who are doing low carb for quite some time, kung meron kayong mga pictures ng inyong mga low carb foods na favorite na very basic, you can put them in the comments para makita din ng iba. So, ilapag sa ating comment section yung mga usual na putahe ninyo sa low carb. So, for me, usually, pagdating pa lang ng meat sa bahay, I already cook them in pressure cooker and then just salt and a little vinegar. So, salt para pampalasa and usually I have 1 tablespoon of rock salt per kilo of meat. Yun lang yung ratio. And then I also put a little vinegar para mawala yung lansa. And then when you cook them, eventually mawawala na yung langsa and mawawala na rin yung lasa o amoy ng vinegar. So that one is will serve as preservative, and I will separate the meat and the soup, yung sabaw. So yung sabaw, anytime you want some meat broth, bone broth, meron ka nang maiinom, i-reheat nyo lang, makikita mo na it's really full of collagen kasi parang nagiging gelatin siya right after it already cools. It cools down. And then yung meat naman, anytime you want, kung gusto nyo siyang prituhin, it's already very easy to cook. 3 minutes na lang, may pinirito ka na. Or if you want to cook it in coco amino, so parang meron ka ng instant adobo. And kung gusto niyo naman ng sinabawan, lalagyan niyo ito ng vegetables. So you can just cut your vegetables and instantly meron na kayong soup. So those are very very easy hacks sa ating low carb lifestyle. So anything that you can buy in our safe list, pwede nyo itong ipag-combine and use your creativity to have your menu. So, para sa inyong recipe. Soon, we will publish a very basic na 30-day na mga meal plans for you to start para maging madali ito. It's going to be very sustainable because we will source out only the ones na very local sa ating setting. So, those hopefully mas magiging madali po yung inyong journey. So maraming salamat everyone. Masarap talaga, Doc. Sabi ni Harris, masarap talaga, Doc. Ang low carb, lalo na yung karne at isda, hindi mo na kailangan maglagay ng pampalasa and easy to prepare. That is very, very true. So we are so used of just using very basic na pampalasa, just salt and pepper lamang, enough na. You will no longer look for others pa. So try to avoid yung mga sauces muna for now. So just the basic na condiments are already okay. So hello, Petchi. So she's my best friend from elementary. Have Merry Christmas to you and your husband. Maraming maraming salamat. Hello, Shobi in Qatar. Thank you so much. So si Ma'am Lolaine, naka-enroll ko para mag-lose ng weight. From 78, 68, hope to lose weight to ease osteoarthritis. Wow, so that's already 10 kilos of weight loss. So hopefully, eventually, it will really lead into your ideal weight na po, yung osteoarthritis with fasting, and avoid muna ng mga tawag natin mga pagkain matataas sa mga anti-nutrients and phytotoxins. That is in our autoimmune disease masterclass and inflammation masterclass. Focus muna on our proteins and fats. That's the one that we just talked about. And you will see, wala mo nang kahit anong mga extenders, walang kahit anong munang mga extras. Focus on just proteins and fats and just salt. Try to look at it and makikita mo the next day, yung paggising mo na halos hindi mo magalaw ang yung mga kamay, it is already a lot better than yesterday. So, sabi ni Amron, good day, Doc. And again, Merry Pasko, expressing my continued gratefulness for what you did and daily info for low-carb diet food list. God bless and be safe always. Maraming salamat po. So we now move to our extras. So ano-ano yung mga extras ninyo on low-carb? So everything that you can spice up these proteins and fats. Paano nyo ito mas magiging mas malasa, mas enjoyable, but of course, staying to our low carb. So sa mga extras natin, these are the things that you can buy na merong vitamins, merong minerals, merong mga fiber, but they are still low carb. So ano ito? So first, we have condiments. So yung condiments natin, we have pepper, we have salt, and for luto naman, vinegar. So any form of vinegar is okay po. Kahit ano is okay. But of course, if you want nutritious, yung nutrient-dense na kind of vinegar, I think wala nang mas nutritious pa sa coconut sap vinegar or tuba vinegar. So always have tuba vinegar in handy. So meron din tayong mga other spices like peppers, dried peppers, black peppers, and even red pepper. So those are pampalasa that we can have in our pantry. And of course, most important is salt. So any salt is okay. Pero yung pinaka-safest, kung wala namang iodine deficiency, you can just have the very basic sea salt. So yung nabibili sa palengke, I think nasa 10 piso lang ata yung 1 kilo nun. Or I don't know, I'm not so sure. But it's just very, very cheap, but it is very, very important para sa ating pampare sa ating proteins and fats. So others would be vegetables. So merong mga low carb vegetables. For me, yung favorite ko would be Chinese pechay, Chinese cabbage. Noon, we are fond of using yung ball na cabbage, so yung regular cabbage. But I learned later on na sobra-sobra palang daming pesticides ang nagagamit with that for that to appear to finally be harvested ng buo and walang kahit anong mga discolorations at nakakain ng mga insects because they are very prone to insect infestation. Pero kaya nga they are bombarded with a lot of pesticides. Kaya since we learned about that, we try to avoid them as much as we can. Unless of course, if meron kayong organic sources. So when it comes naman to organic vegetables, I think the safest kind of organic vegetables are the vegetables na kayo mismo yung nagtanim. So, talbos ng kamote, malunggay, and alugbate. So, those three are the very, very widely available at kahit isang pot lang. So, kahit isang plant box lang, sa kahit saang area dito sa Pilipinas, yan po ay tutubo. So you can have those. Others for extras. So meaning when we say extras, hindi talaga sila essential. But we can have them if you want. So when it comes to fruits na low carb, you can have avocado, at least ngayon, no? Medyo season na ngayon ng avocado. And kung merong special occasions, you can have yung strawberries and blackberries, although they might be expensive. So that's why for me, if I just buy the frozen one so that kukuha lang ko na pa konti-konti and then store it in the freezer and then it will last longer. And others that you can use as condiments and at the same time pwede nyong gawing juice would be lemon, calamansi. So those, and try to use of course either wala nang kailangan pang sweetener, or if you use sweeteners, unlimited amount lamang and only within allulose, stevia, monk fruit, and erythritol. So others would be pwede rin xylitol, but there are mga confusing na or hindi consistent na literature supporting the safety profile of xylitol. But generally, these four would be okay, given of course that you are mindful when you use them. So dapat hindi magbasta-basta magpapadala, and of course you just use them kung kailangan lang talaga. Like say for example, special occasions na kailangan talaga, and I think maganda yung nakita posted ni Sir Marco Reyes just a while ago. It's actually the same thing that we do before when we do our buko salad na low carb. So, just buko, kung pwede, piliin nyo lang yung medyo matigas na para lesser yung carb content. Although, I know, mas masarap yung young coconut talaga. And then, instead of milk, you can use heavy cream and then put sweetener lang. Kung gusto nyo merong mga pandan, like the nata de coco na structures. So, instead of that, you can just use gelatin, na unflavored gelatin, and just use pandan flavor instead. That's the reason why I bought pandan flavoring na drops lang yung kailangan. And you can slice it at parang meron ka ng low carb buko salad. So that is an option this coming medianoche. You can follow other low carb na advocates. So marami, no? Other low carb doctors. We have Doc P. Atencio and Doc Mike, of course. We have Doc Suzette Encarnado. We have Sir Marco Reyes. So marami na po ngayon. Mrs. B, Dodong Gala. So hello po sa lahat. Coach Stella, of course, one of our coaches in our LCF Center. Maraming salamat for all of your continued support. Tito J, Eileen. So those are our friends in our low carb community. So maraming salamat for keeping on sharing this advocacy para mas marami po tayong matulungan. So if you are one of those, na kailangan na gustong maging bihasa sa ating low carb lifestyle, you are more than welcome also to join our masterclass. So nandiyan lang po. Just message our admins to know more about it and they will reply to you. Don't worry kahit malayo pa sa ideal weight. It's okay po as long wag tayo magmadali. Imagine niyo your your goal, your ideal weight, maybe 5 kilos more or 10 kilos more. Pero try to imagine yung 10 kilos na nawala na po sa inyo, Ma'am Lalaine. So, wag po kayong malungkot. Imagine, we've been abusing our body for for 5 decades, for 20 years, 30 years. So, hindi po natin dapat ito kailangang madaliin. So, okay. So, thank you so much. Meron din dito diabetic si Ma'am Caroline, post-stroke, mild heart attack, so many more. So ayaw niya ng medications, only mineral drops, and trying to do the right diet. So I hope low carb nutrition can help you po. We have a lot of our videos discussing about low carb nutrition. So those are, I think, the extras that we have. If you want, you can have coffee, tea. So any forms of teas you can enjoy. And ano pa ba dito? Nuts and seeds. So nuts and seeds, you can get some vitamins and minerals there, magnesium. So mataas po yan sa magnesium and manganese content. So all of those you can also add in your grocery list sa ating low carb journey. So yes, dapat lang po tayo, si Habibi, matakot kumain ng high carbs. So wag nang kumain ng high carbs kasi mas marami pong masarap and safer option for low carb nutrition. So for those na bago pa lang again, we are not afraid of proteins and fats, especially now na alam natin na kapag kinain natin ang proteins and fats, as long as walang high carb foods na nagpapataas ng insulin, all of these proteins and fats ay magagamit ng ating katawan for optimum health. It can function as our energy reserve, so pwede natin siyang gamitin as energy, and also it can be used for repair sa ating pangangatawan. However, kapag kumain kayo ng proteins and fats na merong mataas na carbohydrate content, like pinagpares nyo yung mga meat na ito and proteins na ito together with rice, together with regular breads, together with pasta, noodles, root crops, yung mga kamote na sobrang dami in amount, saging, too much fruits, especially very sweet fruits, then posible na yung taba na kinakain natin na supposedly healthy naman sana para sa atin, it can lead into build up and that can cause many problems. So we are already nearing the end of our LCF Lifestyle Talk. This is the last episode for this year of our LCF Lifestyle Talk na Beginners Monday. That's why we are trying to inform you everything that we know when it comes to Beginners Monday. So I think I can present to you yung Beginners Monday natin before so that tingnan natin kung anong nandito. Yeah, so this is our food list para magabayan yung ngayon pa lang sa ating low carb journey. So for our beginners Monday, we have our food list. So dapat familiar kayo sa ating safe, caution, and danger list. So safe list, it's actually those yung sinabi natin, the proteins and fats, and also the low carb extras na usually source of vitamins, minerals, fibers, and other essential nutrients na walang kasamang carbs. But the yellow list, ito yung mga bagay na kailangan talaga nating iwasan. We have to emphasize them because marami na pong na-scam na marami sa yellow list na akala natin are the healthiest foods for us. So ano yung mga yung nasa ating yellow list na kailangan muna nating iwasan, especially if meron na kayong evidence of too much carbohydrates, too much insulin, too much glucose and fructose in your system, reflecting as metabolic syndrome. So avoid muna fruits, major fruits, no? Majority of those, and root crops and starchy foods. So avoid din po kahit pa healthier ang kamote than rice, pero kung pinagkakakain nyo yung kamote kasama yung rice, kasama yung soft drinks, kasama yung crackers na inyong snacks, may desserts pa, then that kamote will not be that healthy anymore. And grains in the form of kanin, oatmeal, kahit quinoa, couscous, anything na grains po. So, barley na wheat products, corn, all of those should be avoided muna. So, remember, meron naman tayong healthier low carb alternative. So in low carb, we just limit our carb intake to average of 20 to 50 grams. So imagine nyo kung kakain kayo ng high carb source carbohydrate, yan lang po. Ganyan kaliit lang kung kanin or bread yung kakainin ninyo. But if you choose this one, the green 20 here, so these are the low carb options. So if you eat greens, hindi nyo kailangan bilangin. You can eat as much greens as you want given na there's no contraindication sa inyo. Wala kayong contraindication or hindi kayo sensitive sa oxalates and FODMAP. So those are the oligosaccharides na minsan sensitive yung ibang tao. They tend to be bloated when they eat a lot of vegetables. So I hope you are not one of those so that you can enjoy all of these high fiber, high in vitamins and minerals pero mababa sa carbohydrate content. So other na nasa caution list natin. So we love meats, but of course avoid the meats that are processed, okay? For the cheese and dairies, meron namang mga natural cheeses and also yung naturally processed, hindi yung processed na puno na ng chemicals. So condiments and flavorings, try to limit those, avoid that one and focus on yung mga sinabi nating safer kinds of condiments. So be wary, be cautious every time you see something that's zero calorie, zero sugar, sugar free, because sometimes they might be using others na hindi talaga totoong zero in sugar or baka it can even be more toxic. So, and when we know now na yung mga alternative sweeteners, kahit pa hindi man ganon kataas yung kanilang impact sa ating blood sugar and sa ating insulin level, but they can have this effect on our brain that it will make us crave for more. So it can lead into food addiction, unhealthy food addiction. Soy products also, including soy milk, soy sauce, especially for males. You might want to avoid that if you don't want to have the estrogenic effect. So these are, soy is known as high in phytoestrogen. So it's like plant-based na estrogens na if you take too much, it can lead into manifestations like gynecomastia, so yung paglaki ng boobs, or feminization, feminizing feature, parang nagiging babae. So I hope you try to avoid that if ever naman na you are sensitive to it. But if not, and you are doing well with it, then well and good. I'm happy for you. And of course, since ngayon ay holiday season, maraming mga inuman, parties. If you really have to drink, choose the low carb drinks, and of course, take it with caution still. So drink responsibly, ika nga. So these are the ones na medyo i-avoid muna natin sa ating low carb journey, especially sa pagsisimula pa lang. We have to focus on the safe list only. So these are the ones na we can avoid, okay? So yan. So this is our spectrum na focus on the blue ones until the green ones, okay? From blue ones to green ones. So we have meats, all the meats that we discussed already, eggs, we have the extras. So the extras, we can have the greens, we can have avocado, we can have some berries na low carb in moderation, and try to avoid everything on the yellow going to the red zone if ayaw nating magkaroon ng diabetes or other effects of too much sugar and too much insulin. So 2 steps in low carb, dalawa lang. Know first which one to avoid. So these are the ones. And next is to enjoy, especially ngayong holiday season. So you enjoy all the meat, all the good food that you want, provided that it's all low carb. So I think yan lang. Maraming salamat everyone. Thank you so much as we near the end, no? So maraming salamat who went with us in Boracay meet and greet, Dumaguete meet and greet, and Davao. And of course, during our Manila na Christmas celebration then. So Thank you to all and hi to all of our members ng ating Life Without Rice and Low Carb Feasting and Fasting community. So thank you so much, everyone. That's our topic for our Beginners Monday today, our low carb grocery food list. So I hope meron na kayong idea on what to buy next time sa inyong grocery list. So if you will see this one, makikita ninyo na actually malaki yung inyong masisave kasi wala na kayong bibilhin na bigas, wala na kayong bibilhin na snacks, wala na kayong bibilhin ng mga sugary drinks for your kids, especially na aside from they are not essential, they can be damaging to our health. So I think that's it for the day. I don't wanna take so much of your time. You enjoy this special December 26th holiday. Minsan lang po tayo nagpapahinga on a Monday. So I hope you spend the most of your time and create more memories with your loved ones. So maraming salamat everyone. Stay low carb, stay safe. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you can see more contents in our YouTube and Facebook channels at Dr. Josephine Grace Rojo and Dr. Josephine Grace Rojo Tan, respectively. For those who wish to be guided, we have an ongoing structured learning program where we will teach you how to adapt a low carb and fasting lifestyle for healing specific modern day lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, fatty liver, PCOS, GERD, and many more. You can send an email to our admins or send a DM in our inbox. I hope to see you all there. Thank you so much. Stay low carb, stay safe. Bye.